Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I always start a little bit early, so we'll see who pops in. Get everybody revved up and get ready to go. Let's see, Critters is in here already. He's ready to go. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let me get the boxes set here. Go fluid. Looks like he is ready. What's up, brother?
Oh, you know it.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
I know I'm ready. I've been stoked for quite a while. Get my volume turned up.
Got home, scarfed down some pizza, and like, all right, let's make sure we got everything all set up.
I know people wonder why, about 5 o'clock, 5:30, I'm done. I'm not on the lives anymore. I'm getting everything prepared. Right. What up, Sage and North Waters? Welcome in. Road Comb, what's up? There he is. Look at that big old beard.
Yeah.
You got to make me feel like a little kid.
Oh.
Yeah, I am. I've been amped up for today, man.
Oh, dude, it's been between what we talked about that I had going on yesterday and today. It's been a lot of excitement and everything.
Good. That's what it's all about. Let's get that spotlight right on you and see what we can do. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I get with these guys before the podcast even gets close, usually day before, maybe 2 days before, and get some different questions, things they may want to talk about and stuff like that. And we get all that done. And what's up, Bronze Back? Let's see who all's in here. Sage and Bronze Back, North Waters, Road Cone, Miss Niece, Legacy Lure, Spider Monkey, Get Ugly Fishing. What's up, everybody? What's up? Appreciate you stopping in, getting in early.
I'm sitting right behind me.
Who? Get Ugly?
Get Ugly. Right there.
I've yet, as close as we live together, I've yet to get over there and go fishing with him. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the little bit of hat collection. Of course, I've got mine, one of his, and then a Miko up top.
Yeah, I got my dead on baits hat on tonight. Right there. Well, it disappears when I get too close. So, BFD, what's up, brother? Yep, we will start at exactly 7, and we'll get those questions on. Do you think the wife's going to be able to make an appearance?
It might be after party.
After party?
Yeah.
The little man is not cooperating.
It hasn't been bad yet. It's just we got to think, we're like, well, crap. That starts at 7 and his bedtime is 9.
Yeah. Well, so we'll give you guys a little tidbit if you don't know. Allie is painting. So it may be a fact that if she's comfortable enough, we'll get her on here on a different one, and you'll have to take care of the little man. He's like, no.
Just give him his puffs and either Bluey or SpongeBob, and he's good.
Yeah. Generally a good kid, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. That's always good. Otter's in here. How's everybody doing tonight? Did anybody get some fishing in? I went out. I didn't catch any fish, but I know exactly where they're at and what they're doing.
Prepping beds, but not not eating.
You did today and you caught 8? Nice. Here for the party, says Northwater. You been catching some, Odd? Yeah.
Well, yeah, when he's not breaking his rod.
I don't know what's up with the reservoir over here that I fish, but they're acting quite funny, and they're right there and they're staring at the bait. You know, the males are up there getting the beds cleaned off and getting it prepped, but the females are around there somewhere, and everything should be feeding up. But we've caught a couple from the boat, but anything I've done on the bank, they want nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah.
We just moved and fixing to go out of town for work. Wow. Well, good luck with all that. I know moving's not easy.
Just realized I didn't have any
Still
of those
dealing with that, huh, Spider?
set to the side.
You didn't realize what?
I didn't realize. I forgot that I didn't have any of the lure stands pulled to the side.
Oh yeah, we're gonna want to see those. We're gonna want to see those. Ah, thank you, Spider Monkey. I feel for you, buddy. I had some trouble with a sciatica there for a little while, and it's no fun. What's up, Brasher? Holly, welcome in. Did I miss anybody? Benster. You can't miss Benster. Benster
He snuck in on you.
So I'm going to mention it again later, guys, but anybody who does painting, the Friday night lives. So make sure you're getting a hold of Pretty Lure, send them a message and get in on these Friday night lives. My prediction is they're going to get super popular really fast. And they have a lot of people that want to be in it, but they're kind of busy. So there are still spots available for this Friday. So I don't know how many, but if you're wanting to be on the Friday night live painting, get a hold of Pretty Lure, send them a message, and you could be on this Friday. So I was on last Friday, and let me tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's great, actually. I'll be doing it again, but you got to wait a little while. They like to give everybody a chance. What up, C. Klein? For those of you who don't know, C. Klein is the owner of Dead On Baits. I teamed up with Dead On Baits, and get over there and check it out. When you go over to Dead On Baits website, you can actually see the profiles of everybody who is pro staff for him. And he puts a link down in there. So if you haven't checked out Dead On Baits, go over there and check that out. If you haven't checked out Pretty Lures, check them out as well. Look at me. I'm already throwing the names out there. It's not even time.
He does some awesome work.
Yes.
I mean,
Bass Junkie.
this off.
Little River.
You got to love the stands.
Yeah, he does a great job with the stands. Yeah, and his stands do baits, and you can also swap out the arms and make them hold the jigs. And just recently, he made I like to call it the bait condo.
That one, yeah.
So he took
double
two stands and put them together, and then he put multiple arms up through the stands, so you could have jigs and baits on there. Or just jigs and just baits. You can set it up kind of however you want. So, Pretty Lures in the house. How are you all tonight? I see Little River Lure ladies in here. If you guys don't know, go over and check out the YT page, the Pondcast 2025, and you can see all previous guests. Pretty Lures is one of the previous guests. Little River Lure Lady is one of the previous guests, and many, many more. This will be our
20th.
It is the 20th episode. This episode makes number 20. So there are 19 previous episodes over on the YT page. So make sure you check it out.
Trailer park version double wide.
That's a good way to put it too. Bait condo, but yeah, get over there and check out Dead on Baits. Check out Pretty Lures, and then we're going to be talking about everything that Critters does between him, his wife, and his father is involved as well. So we're going to talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, we got Otter. He does a little bit of it.
Yes. C. Klein said, Spider Monkey, it's all good in the trailer hood. And we've got plenty of guests coming up as well. C. Klein will actually be the next guest on here. So you're going to get to know a lot more about Dead on Baits and C. Klein as well. Just a few minutes and we'll get started with Critters over here. What's up, Outdoors with Tiny? If you guys don't know who Outdoors with Tiny is, Outdoors with Tiny does a podcast himself. It's called Real Talk with Tiny. Different from what we do here, he does the fishing talk. So he gets with guys and does a podcast and talks fishing. What's your favorite baits? Where's your favorite place to fish? Everything to do with the fishing aspect. On here, we talk about the bait making aspect. So get over, if you don't follow Outdoors with Tiny, give him a follow and check out some of his content. He reposts. You could actually go to Spotify and listen to his stuff. So all of his previous episodes are on Spotify. So there you go. Heck yeah, buddy. Anytime. You do the same for me. I do the same for you. I think it works out well. He will also be a guest on the podcast in the future. 6:59. You guys know it is just about that time. We'll get all the introductions out of the way here in just a second. I am fired up and ready to go. I think I'm on my second monster. So we're plenty awake and ready to go. That's actually where I met BFE, was over at Outdoors with Tiny's page. And I believe he's had BFE on there, as well as 706 and a few other people. I just watched the one with Kenny Dials. So informational. Sims, what up? Allie's in here. It is 7 o'clock, guys. You know what that means. Welcome to the podcast. I am Corey with Uncle Corey's Custom Lures. We are going to run the podcast tonight. Guest of the night right here. We got Critters with Critters Custom Tackle. I almost messed that up in an earlier post, but I got it right. One of the sponsors of the podcast is Pretty Lures. I always have them right up here behind me. Get over to Pretty Lures and check out their website. They have everything for your bait making needs, and it just keeps growing and growing every day. They are running a sale over on their website for their 1-year anniversary. The sale is on different products at different price points. Get over there, check it out, and let them know you made it over there because of the podcast. They like to know who goes over there because of the show here. They are a big sponsor of the show. They'll be doing a giveaway in here tonight. They also are the ones who run the Friday Night Lives. If you haven't signed up or didn't know, send a message to Pretty Lures. If you're a painter you can get in there and paint with some of the greats on a Friday night. There are still a couple spots available this Friday. Appreciate it. There are still a couple spots available this Friday. So get them a message right now, and you can be on this Friday. Just make sure you're available for the entire time. I was on the first one. It went from 7 to about 11 or 12, I want to say. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't last long, but we all like to cut it up and have fun while we're in there. It's not all about how fast can you paint a bait. So other than that, we will do all giveaways. I used to say at the end of the show, we'll do them at some point during the show. At some point, we're going to do the giveaways. Critters is doing a giveaway. Pretty Lures is doing a giveaway. And as always, after we finish the interview, I will open up the chat and you guys can ask the questions you want the answers to. Maybe it's something I missed. I try and change it up. So
We'll just get the joke out now. Anytime if we do the wheel, Holly and Northwater, sorry, you guys have to be off the wheel.
So if you guys don't know, there are some lucky people out there, and Holly and Northwaters just happen to be those lucky people. They win quite a few of the giveaways, and it's not because there's two of them. It's not one way or the other. It's just there's some lucky people. So the ongoing joke is that they can't be part of the giveaway. I've been in many different lives. It's not just this one. They've won in different ones too. So they're just some lucky people. But tonight is all about critters. How we doing tonight, brother?
Not too bad. Finally glad to be doing this and getting to slow down for once and not have to worry about trying to get everything else done.
Yeah, when it comes to bait making, sometimes you can find yourself in deep into the work and a lot of stuff you have to get accomplished. Sometimes it's nice just to kick back and relax and maybe chat with a buddy,
Oh, yeah.
So we'll start with, what state are you in?
We are in Southwest Ohio.
Ohio. As Bubba always says, you guys are all from Ohio.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of us all from the Ohio area.
We got a lot of time during the winter. I mean,
we get snowed out. That's one thing. I don't care if it's 30 inches of ice. You are not seeing this fat guy out on the
ice. It's not happening.
No.
I hear you. Ice fishing is just not it for me. I just don't get into it. So, but you are from Ohio, and you're from Southern Ohio. I'm from Northern Ohio. So we're not that far apart, and we have definitely chatted between me, you, and Chipper, and a lot of the other people in Ohio, all getting together and doing some fishing. And I'm sure it's going to happen as soon as we all find the time.
Absolutely. I mean, that's like in general. I think I've gotten out 2 times this year to fish, and that's really been it.
Yeah. I find a couple hours every day, man. I make a point to do it, and I am super lucky. My wife knows that my passion is fishing. If we're sitting here with a spare 5 minutes, and I'm twiddling my thumbs and fingers, and she's like, just go fishing.
That's me. I'll sit there and I'll be like, all right, I've got to be doing something. Finally, she'll just get irritated. She's like, just go do something.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, is bait making what you guys do full time? Do you have jobs outside of bait making, or?
So we both have full-time jobs. I work for a company that we build PCAs, which is a preconditioned air system.
Okay.
That they install on the tunnel bridges for airports and planes.
Okay.
So it actually is supplying the AC to the regional jets and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to actually travel and install them. So
Oh, okay.
I've been to Manchester, New Hampshire. I've been to San Antonio, Texas, Denver.
You've been quite a few places then.
Yeah,
Now, do you
and then
do like any of the welding? They're aluminum, correct?
they're all the units themselves. The outer skins of them are like a stainless steel,
Okay.
and then the frames are just solid steel frames.
Oh, okay. I guess I just figured aluminum because it would be a little lighter, but
You would think these things they weigh anywhere from I'd say 3,500 pounds all the way up to six
wow.
thousand pounds,
Wow.
and
Okay.
they're held onto a bridge by 8 bolts.
Don't tell me anymore. Don't tell me anymore. That is crazy.
No,
So you just kind of all around, you do everything it has to do with them. Is there a certain part that is maybe your forte?
most of what I deal with is the electrical work on them.
What? I don't even know what that
Dropping the
was.
hammer.
The Viking hammer. Appreciate you, buddy. And a galaxy coming in. There we go. So most of what you do is what? That blew my mind. I'm sorry.
I do most of like the electrical work on it.
Okay.
So running the wires, wiring up all the computer modules in them and stuff like that.
Okay. So a lot of tedious stuff. Is it
Yeah.
smaller work, right? So circuit boards, things like that,
Yep.
and switches, and a lot of 12-volt and relays at that point. I mean, you've got your main power supply that comes in, but then
Yeah, it runs in 480 volts and it'll, between everything it goes through, by one of the smaller features, it'll drop it all the way down to 24-volt DC.
yep, yep. At least it's not millivolt.
Yeah.
Oh my. Millivolt is not my friend. That stuff
No.
is so touchy and ridiculous. But yeah. So we already know you're married, of course. We already know you've got a little rascal running around. She's trying to get him to sleep at
He's
some
the
point.
true CEO.
So just the one kid between you?
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, we've got just the one kid and, of course, 2 dogs.
And the 2 dogs. You can't forget the dogs. You can't forget the pets. So how did you get into we're going to say lure making in general? Was it like most, and how I got into it is I wanted to quit buying lures. I wanted to make my own. But how specifically did you get into it? Was it somebody that got you into it? Maybe your dad, or was it just something you fell into?
So this goes back 20 years. It was actually Otter.
Okay.
He was the first one to buy one of the white waters or white river. Yeah. The Bass Pro fly tying kits.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was it was a bass one that he sat there and he would try to tie up the trailer hooks and stuff like that. And
Sure.
I started fiddling with it some myself to the point where Dad, instead of buying a fly tying table that you could get from him for like $140, he decided he was going to build one for me.
Okay.
About 2 weekends and about $300 later, we had a fly tying table.
Would have been cheaper just to go get the original, huh?
The funny thing is of course I've got stuff all in it, but I still have that same little table.
That's
and
awesome.
When I first started tying the bass jigs again here about a year and a half ago, I actually started on that, using that table again.
So it's been kind of a thing you guys have done since you were young. Like you said, your brother's in there as well. So
Yeah. The
yeah.
only thing was I did it for probably about a year back then,
Hmm.
and then I gave it up and never touched it until about a year and a half to almost 2 years ago
Gotcha.
was when I picked it back up again. And uh it started out again. Otter, he goes, hey, can you tie me up some of these trailer hooks with these feathers? I'm like, yeah, sure. Sorry, dude, I still owe you trailer hooks and feathers, but
Never got those done.
never got them done. And then it came to the same case of, I throw a lot of jigs down here.
Yeah,
We all know that your good, well put together jigs cost a decent bit of money.
they do.
I I can lose some of the places we fish. I have lost anywhere between 3 to 8 jigs in a matter of 4 hours.
He said the IOU list is long.
Yeah.
So before time gets away from us too much, you actually had a little announcement that you wanted to make during the podcast, and it has to do with your site.
Yes. So we had saw the experience that Sims did last week. We wanted to do our own version of it. So starting from the opening of the podcast all the way until 11:59 p.m. Wednesday,
Okay.
we will be running a uh, special where for every $20 spent, you can put in the discount code of Pondcast, and you will get 25% off that order.
So the order has to be above that 20 mark, and then you'll get the
Yes.
25% off.
Yes.
Okay. And he's using that discount code PONCAST. So
In all caps.
in all caps. So make sure you guys get over there and check that out. And the exact website is what again?
It is critterscustomtackle.myshopify.com.
There you go.
There's also a link in our bio for it.
I think Allie's down there. She wants to put it in the chat. She can do that as well. But make sure you guys get over there and check out his stuff. We're going to get into everything he does. And let me just start with a small list of everything that I know that he does so far. So he dabbles in the 3D stuff. He does the bass jigs. He does chatterbaits. He does plastics. And we're going to get into all that stuff. And you pour your own lead as well, or do you get those somewhere?
Yeah, so those are pretty much all done in-house. If they're not done by me, they're done by my stepdad.
Gotcha. So let's see here. Let's start with your 3D stands. I know a lot of people have been looking at those and talking about those. So thank you, Allie. It's down there in the chat, guys. I would pin it, but if I have more than just me in here, I can't actually pin anything. So make sure you get over there and check it out. But it's not that you don't 3D print, but he has more time to do so. Is that the case?
Yeah, so my dad, he might as well say semi-retired. He's getting to the point where he's trying to find that hobby.
Yes.
To keep going on after he does retire. So one of the things he did was he's got a laser engraver and two 3D printers. And yeah. And so the first thing I had him do was originally it was supposed to be a display piece for my shows.
Okay.
But he printed out our 3D stands that actually work great for displaying lures. Like that is our large. See if I can actually stack them. Aha.
Good luck.
Medium and small.
Yeah. Oh, I should have made my bet. I was
Jenga.
going to say I got 5 on it falling.
But yeah, so the small ones work great for all of your like your little rattle trap style baits.
Yeah. Yeah.
They work great for any of your micros, the mediums, your DT10s, 6s, your 2.5s,
Yeah.
and even WeChats.
I picked them up at the show. I'm going to start using them. I keep telling myself I'm going to paint it. And then I get new blanks or new stencils and I never quite get to it. So is that the only thing that you guys do as far as 3D printing, or is there some other stuff?
So he's done. He actually has done one of our displays, which I don't have in here.
That's okay. Are you talking about the backlit display that has your QR code?
This one here was a bass mount that we could actually display some of our lures in his mouth and stuff like that, where it looked like he was hooked coming up, and then the other one it looks like he's going down like on a jig.
Very nice. That's actually very cool.
We'll pull this out for a second. This will be the other big 3D thing he did. Flip the camera.
That's what I was thinking of, yes.
Yeah, so this piece here, of course, it's got our logo in the background.
Yep.
But these are the NFCs where you can tap your phone on there.
Yes.
And it will bring up a link for our website, for our email, TikTok, and the book.
That's handy at a show.
Yeah. And then, of course, he also did, we'll go ahead and put this back up here. He also did 2 little individual ones that I have on a little carabiner that I can carry around with me anywhere and everywhere.
Very nice. Sage said, okay, timeout. Let's see it. Are you talking about the bass? I don't think it's in the room with him. That's the problem.
No, it's not.
Does the close proximity affect it?
So we haven't had any issues with it. I mean, he with a Samsung, he lays it all the way on there. It registers each individually as you go down the line. Mine same way with the iPhone.
Nice.
Yeah.
You had one job.
That was the one thing I didn't think about. It's out in the expo bucket.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I think it might do you some good to maybe make a post of that, like after we're done within the next day or so, people can get a view on that. I know there's a lot of people who do shows, including a lot of the people we have on here. So that might be something that they're all interested in. So
absolutely,
make sure you get that out there. So when it comes to your 3D printing, do you guys take suggestions? Like if somebody comes to you with something 3D, you can just, we'll give it a shot.
We've had a few, but he's still in the learning phases of it.
Okay.
And so he's trying to figure out on his own, like how to completely design something.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good with computers and programming and stuff like that. But it's like some days his brain's talking to the left hand while the wrong side of the brain's talking to the right. And
so basically what he's saying, guys, is if you're interested in some 3D printing, definitely get with him, but have a little patience.
Yeah.
It's not going to pop out tomorrow. There's some people that are really quick at that stuff, and others it takes a little more time. But either way,
his best mess up was you have those little cubes that they're the infinity cube where you keep rolling it and it'll roll out flat and then back into a cube. Well, like he went to scale. Yes. He went to scale it up, and he wanted the whole cube to be 4 inches diameter, the whole cube. he didn't realize that the scaling feature was actually each individual cube. And so he had an Optimus Prime cube. That this thing is a workout to do, but it was funnier than heck when he had it done.
The little mistakes.
And that's him down there going, what the heck?
It's all part of the learning process. We get it.
And the best part was it was that red and blue with silver. So I told him, I said, that's your Optimus Prime cube.
The massive cube. Very cool. Anything else with 3D printing that you might want to mention? It's still pretty much in its beginnings is what we're getting. Like he can do some stuff, but if you want stands, he can print the stands, no
Absolutely.
problem. If you wanted something like the QR code stand, he can get it done for you. Probably give just a little more time with those. I know they're really used to printing the stands. They have quite a few of them available right now. And then I'm really interested to see that bass when you can get a post of it up there because it's such. I think when somebody sees your lure hanging out of the mouth of something, it's almost a trigger. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
So, very cool feature. But moving on, we've got some, you do tying, right? So,
yes.
But when it comes to tying, you mainly do like the bass jigs and the chatterbaits.
Yeah, so we're mostly doing your bladed jigs, or we have our standard little weedless ball jig molds.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, along with the bladed jig, the same head is the Arky head.
I love the Arky head jig. I just started using it this year, and I have fallen for it. It is versatile.
Yeah.
It is versatile.
Us down here, the Arky head I'll throw in some of the lakes, but for the most part, we like to throw the ball head.
Okay. That's something I haven't used a lot of, but I'm branching out this year. I'm trying new stuff. I'm trying new stuff. So when you do those are tied. They're not.
Yes.
They're not banded. I know we've all went to the store and we've got those jigs. They're banded. The band dry rots and everything's done.
Yeah. So like my first show I did, we started out, everything was banded.
Okay.
And part of that was the timing that we had between when we decided we were going to do it, and the time for that show. And so in a matter of, it was 2 months, I had hand banded, but built between pouring lead, powder coating, and assembling these jigs. I had done 650 jigs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we started out that way, and I've actually been going back through and trying to retie all of those jigs and cut the bands off.
Okay. Very nice. So I want to back up a little bit to the beginning of the jig. So when it comes to everything that you're tying, from your bladed jigs to your ball head jigs to regular Arky head jigs, stuff like that, you're pouring all of those?
Yes.
Hey, the cowboy, the mustache stayed, but the hat disappeared.
Yeah. At least the rim did.
So you're pouring all these. So what if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want you to pour me jigs, but I want to do the rest of it? Is that something you do?
That is one thing that we hadn't thought about doing at the time. But eventually I think I'm going to end up opening that door.
Okay.
To allow that ability.
Because if I had to be honest, I don't know but a handful of people off the top of my head that do stuff like that. Northwater's
Yeah.
Tackle, of course, pours his own lead. We've had him on the podcast along with Holly, and they kind of explained everything they do.
Speak of the devil.
We got the wife and the little man.
She's going to try and go laying down early.
We'll see. We'll see. So you do pour all your own stuff, but maybe in the future you will be able to do that for other people.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people who tie the jigs, but they don't pour the lead, right? So
right.
That's not going to work.
So I'm going to back it up a little bit and tell you the whole story as to how Critters itself was started.
Yes, let's hear it.
So, again, about a year and a half ago, I had decided that I wanted to start tying my own jigs for myself. Like everybody says, I want to do it for myself.
Okay.
And I had told her at one point in time, I was like, I'd love to make it, a hobby to do it, or even a business of selling them. And it was one day after I had got just the basic stuff. I already had the vise, again, out of your whitewater vise, the standard basic little one. I was like, I've already got that. I've got some thread. I said, I just need skirt material and jig heads.
Okay.
And at that point in time, I was buying the jig heads. Well, one day I looked on the book on Marketplace.
Yep.
And I saw that there was a lady that was having a yard sale that had one of the Lee melting pots in it.
Good to go.
And I told her, I said, hey, I saw it on my lunch break. I sent it to her. And she goes, well, I'll go check it out and I'll try to go get it. I said, okay, I'm going back into work.
Go now.
I get back in, clock in for work. She calls me not 10 minutes after the bell rang to get back to work. I answer it. And she goes, don't freak out. Now, of all the married guys in here, what's one set of words that you don't want to hear as the first words on a phone call from your wife?
Don't freak out.
She goes, don't freak out. I have to run to the bank. And go, oh, okay. I'm thinking max $40 for this pot.
Yeah.
And
you don't have $40.
That's another one,
cash.
S&J. And I said, okay, well, why? She goes, I'm pulling out $2,000. And I go, whoa. So that pot shouldn't be $2,000.
You're at a garage sale. Hold up.
And she goes, no, you don't understand. There is a whole supply of stuff to open a whole small business of tackle making.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I was like, I know you don't know enough about what this stuff is at the time, but if you feel it's worth it, I understand.
I'm going to trust you.
I ended up coming home later that day and realizing that she has a Jeep Gladiator. The entire bed was full. The entire back seat was full. There was so much different tackle making stuff, anywhere from tying jigs to everything to do with soft plastics with injectors. It even had pre-made pucks, multiple different aluminum molds, had everything for the lead pouring with about 20 different lead molds, airbrushing stuff, paints, really? There were blanks, everything. And I'll take this to my grave. That was the moment that she looked at me and she goes, this is everything for you to do your business. It's sink or swim. You do it now.
Road Cone says, that's a good woman right there.
Yeah. And I like she said something earlier. She goes, are you excited to tell the story of how Critters started? I go, absolutely, because I said, I'm not afraid to tell anybody that story because it's just the way it turned out.
That's actually pretty amazing. I mean, you seen something online. It was just something you wanted at a garage sale. And when she showed up, she knew instantly,
Yeah.
I have to get all of this. He would want me to get all of this right now.
Yeah. And the best part of it behind it is all the soft plastic maker guys thoroughly understand this part. I even, before we left, the woman gave us a binder. And in this binder, well, I guess I got to back up a little bit longer. All this stuff was her husband's
Okay.
passion and stuff like that. And he had passed away a few years prior.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
And in this binder was all of his color recipes.
Oh, wow.
And I remember I looked at that and I looked through it and I looked at her and I said, this was his Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, he lived by this book. I said, this right here is worth every penny you spent.
Yeah. That's his life's work in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to this day, there are a few colors in there that I have made and I have used in some of our lineup.
Very nice. Dude, that's an amazing story. That is.
Yeah.
That is what we're here for. That's what we want to hear. For sure. Dang, she gave away the sauce. I want my Stroud's. I'll tell you what, though, I would have to say it's okay. You know, he's done his life's work in there and he's done with it. To pass it on to somebody else, I think, is what should be done.
Yeah. And that's exactly what she said. Once she realized that I had such a passion in wanting to make my own lures and do what I am doing now.
Yeah.
That is then when she came out with that book and she goes, I want him to have this to help go along with everything. I feel like this should be passed down to another generation of bait making.
I mean, in a sense, to her, it's worthless now. I mean, she's not going to make that stuff. And for you, for her to give it to you, it's like, passing it to the future. This is his stuff can go on. So
absolutely.
Yeah. The chat is going nuts. I love it. What a great story, dude. I'm glad you backed up that. That was perfect. That was a great story. That is amazing that it just happened that way, that you seen one thing and it ended up being the start of your entire business. And you guys seem to be doing well. I've been up to the shows. I was down at the Columbus show. I was at the JDM show. You guys were there and your booth was busy. People were in there and they weren't just coming in and walking out. They were taking stuff with them.
Absolutely.
I know the first time I visit your booth or anybody else's there, I always look and I kind of take notes and then I go do a round and then I come back and grab all the stuff I want. So that's how Critters Custom Tackle got started. Now, she didn't get into doing any of it, or has she always helped you with stuff?
So in the beginning, the jig, she wasn't there for, and it was mostly because anybody that's built a brand new jig with a band, those bands are very hard to push on the hook without trying to check your own sugar. Let's just put it that way. And so they were hard for her to do that in the beginning. Of course, the plastics, I mean, I don't blame her. You're dealing with 350-degree liquid.
Yes.
Not always fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the last couple months when we started doing the hard baits that she got involved in the manufacturing side of Critters.
Nice.
Now she's always been there as I call her. She's my financial advisor,
Okay.
and she's always been there to help with the budgeting of stuff and the sales at the shows.
So when you're over there going, ooh, 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 I want this, she's like, no,
Yep.
no. You
Trust me, there's
know,
quite a few molds and I'm like, I want to pull the trigger now. And she's just, no, not yet. You don't need that.
but then
Okay.
there's the other side of it, right? So my wife's kind of in that same aspect. She helps with nothing to do with this, but always in support of what I do, right? So I'll be like, "Oh man, this new blank just came out. I want this blank so bad, but I've also got to take care of X, Y, and Z." And she's the one, like I said, the opposite side. They're the ones that'll also be like, you should go
Yeah.
do that. You should get that. I think it'd be great. So even though they hold us back sometimes, they also support us in the same way. So,
Yeah. And that
um,
was the same thing. Like originally at first, I had no plans of doing expos at the moment.
yeah,
And she was the one that pushed me to go straight. We went straight to the big dogs. We didn't do any local show first. The very first show we ever went to was the Columbus Expo.
wow, and that's a big show. That's
Yeah,
a national
that's
show.
that's a huge show,
Yeah, yeah.
and we learned a lot our first year. Learned a lot of how those things go.
There's only one way to learn it, and that's to go for it.
Oh yeah,
You
you
know.
jump in feet first and just start running.
Yeah, yeah. You can't dip your toes too much, or you'll fall behind pretty fast.
Especially in this industry. Yes.
So I myself started fishing some of your bladed jigs, and I was pretty impressed by them. So the bladed jigs that he makes, I know a lot of people talk about this, and if you've ever fished a bladed jig, you cast it out there, and sometimes you got to jump start them, right? You got to give them that little tug, or you got to reel super hard until they start to chatter. In my experience with his bladed jigs, that's not the case. By second turn of regular reeling, and most of the time by first, these things are doing their job. And they thump hard and they work well. They come through the grass well. And this is just my personal experience. I went to the show, I seen he had them. I said, I'm going to try them out. And as a matter of fact, some of the ones I grabbed were the banded ones. And I
Yes.
got with Critter and I said, hey, do you also do the? He's like, oh, you got some of the older ones. Let me send you. And he just on his own sent me brand new tied ones. And I fish them and they work well. So if you're a bladed jig guy, go check out his bladed jigs because they work really well. So,
Yeah, and of course, the one thing we do with them different than most people is Z-Man. They had the patent on the direct connect of the blade,
yep,
where this blade was actually hardwired to the head.
correct.
And so the only way you could build them at the time was with a split ring. And they have since then, that patent has, to my knowledge, expired and has allowed people to direct connect them to the head.
Okay.
But what I did with mine was I still have the O-ring because with this shape head and the blade dancer that we use style, this will actually allow it to where when most of them, when you're reeling them faster, it just burns harder and stays normally in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
These ones will actually, as it's coming through the water, it will dive and dart like a bait fish running away.
Yep. And that's what you're looking for, that erratic
Yep.
action. So no, they work really well. I can't complain about them, and I'm glad I didn't stumble upon them. I've talked to Critter for quite a while, but
Yeah.
I'm sure glad I fish them, and they work really well. So, and then not only that, guys, but he does plastics. So
Absolutely.
you want a trailer to match the bladed jig that you just got from him. He can make the trailers to match.
Yeah, we make anywhere from, let's get one of our small ones here. This was one of our big baits to sell at the shows. That is our 3-inch Helgramite.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually in our June bug color.
Very nice.
And we'll do those. We do go a little bit bigger. This is our newest, one of our newer molds. Our crawl,
Oh, yeah.
which that one there, let's see if I can get it in the camera. You can kind of see that claw is hollow.
Yeah, you can see it squishing down for sure.
When this is Texas rigged, these claws will actually float up and bring the whole belly and body of the bait up off the bottom.
That is awesome. I remember seeing your little test tank
Yep.
with your plastics in it, and I noticed they were floating. And you're at the Columbus National Show. You got all kinds of people there. They advertise floating plastics, stuff like that. And he's just over here with his tank, and his plastics are in it, and they're all suspended up off the bottom. And I'm like, how are you doing that? So he's got
Yeah, and those we actually, so we had that tank set up the entire weekend. All of Friday night, so all day Friday night, and most of Saturday, that crawl stayed in the water.
Yeah.
And it actually, the entire time it stayed in that water for well over 24 hours, those claws stayed floating.
Dang. That's awesome.
And then you also go to Big Mama, our Slither 16-inch snakes.
Those things are huge.
Yeah. Yeah, these things, we actually had those in the tank at the Columbus show.
Yep.
In the big demo tank.
You did.
And I myself, I was fishing it as like a weightless jerkbait. And it would actually slither down subsurface in the water. And these bass, they were tearing it up. It was hilarious watching. And they were only, the bass they had in that tank were probably only a pound.
Yeah, but
maybe 2 max. And those little guys were trying their dangest to get that whole worm in their mouth.
But it's also bass that have 100 people sitting around it in a glass tank. They've seen everything all day long. And you throw that thing in there and they're chasing it. They're after it. So
yeah, we were fishing at top water, subsurface like that. And I saw Get Ugly, you know, he goes, throw it on a drop shot. We actually had him up on the tank with that rigged as a drop shot bait, throwing it. And it was hilarious because these bass were grabbing a hold of it. I had one grab a hold of the tail at the bottom of the tank.
Yes.
And I drug it all the way up to the point where he was flopping outside of the water.
He was not letting go.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not letting go of this thing.
I found something to eat. That is awesome. That is really.
I'll show the comical one. You've seen this one. Quite a few people have seen this one. You have the fuzzy dice.
Oh, yeah.
I have the fuzzy bear. That is actually different. A gummy bear mold.
There you go. You can get the fuzzy bears only at Ritter's Custom Tackle.
And it was bad that when we talked about this, I was actually when the first idea came up to do it, I was talking to Chipper, which he has helped out a lot through my process of doing the soft plastics and learning stuff.
Great plastic.
And And he actually, as we're talking about doing it, before I had the thought run through my mind, he goes, "You might want to put a warning sticker on those." And I'm like, yeah, yeah. So the bag literally has a sticker that says "not for human consumption."
People were eating Tide Pods, for
Yeah.
God's sake. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. That is great. So the fuzzy bears with the do not eat. Unless you're a bass.
Yes, yeah.
So, but that's not the case. Those things would work for crappie and everything else as well. So,
Oh yeah. They're that perfect size where you could probably catch perch on them too.
He said, "I'll have to throw those this week."
Yeah.
We're going to give you just a little break and then we'll get back to the plastics. Now is the time of the show I take a little break and I tell you guys, make sure and get over and check out Pretty Lures. Pretty Lures has everything for your bait making needs, from the skirt materials that he's been showing, the skirt material that's through the fuzzy bears, Chanel's. They have all the stuff for tying. They have devices and the threads. Am I saying that right? Thread.
Yeah.
So they have everything you might need to get started in bait making, whether you're looking to get into tying or you're looking to get into airbrushing. You can actually go over there and get a kit from Pretty Lure that has your airbrush, your blanks, your epoxy, absolutely everything you need to create your very first lure. So make sure and get over and check out their website. Don't forget, they are having a big sale. The sale goes all the way to May 1st. Now, I talked with them earlier. They said to be patient with them. They are getting a lot of orders. And if you don't know, it is a personally owned company. We know these guys. We paint with them on the Friday night. We talked to Rosalie. We talked to him. I got a puzzle piece. Hang on.
Yeah, we normally we're having conversations with them almost daily, and I'm just somebody that is a consumer buying it from them.
It doesn't matter to them. Their customer service is way up here. I finished talking with him right before the podcast. I like to talk with quite a few people right before the podcast. By then, I don't know if you guys know, but I am wound up. I am ready to go. So make sure and get over and check out Pretty Lure. Also, get over to Critters and check out his site over there. You can find all the stuff that he's talking about. You can get it all over there right now. And if you spend over 20, you'll get 25% off. So
yeah, as long as you put in that code,
Pondcast,
all caps, Pondcast,
PONDCAST, all caps. Make sure you put in that code and you'll get that 25% off. It also lets him know how many people were actually in here and have made it over there. We've got 47 people in here. So you don't have to run over there right now, but make sure you go check it out. His will run till 11:59 Wednesday. So make sure you get over there. Also, one of our newest people that's part of the podcast is going to be Dead on Baits. Make sure you get over and check out Dead on Baits. It's also who I pro staff with. He sends me stuff. I fish with it. We kick back and forth ideas. And C. Klein is the one who runs Dead on Baits. Great guy. If there's something you need, you just get with him. And they do a lot of stuff. A lot of us find, we're doing the same stuff. But he makes these stands. Critters makes his stands. And it just depends on what you're looking for as to who you're going to go to. So make sure you check out all three of those. We are going to do some giveaways from Critters. We are going to do some giveaways from Pretty Lure, and we'll get to that soon. We just wanted to give him a chance to get something to drink and breathe a little bit.
Get that little breather in there.
Don't forget about the Friday night live. You guys get over there and get a request in to get in this Friday. There's still some spots available. We like to fill it completely up. I say we, but I mean them. They like to fill it completely up. And even if you're not painting, make sure and get over to the Friday Night Live. They do 10 $20 giveaways to Pretty Lure. You get a gift code, right? So if you're a painter, you get to go over there and buy your paints or a brush or blanks. If you're not a painter, you can take that code and give it to your favorite painter, and he can make you up a custom lure. So it's a win-win over there. You get to hang out with some good people. You get to see some cool lures getting painted, and you might also win something. So
Winning's always
going
nice,
on.
but the experience of watching some of those guys paint, that's the real win.
I am telling you now, I don't know how long it takes us to paint a bait. When I'm in that thing, it seems like I just tried to paint a bait in 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I did an okay job. Like, that's not too bad. And then Barrett puts his up, and I'm like, I suck. Or Paul Tart puts up 2 of them that are clear coated and drying already. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not that good. And it's
I just got my first one from him. It was actually the one that I won in the podcast for him. Yeah. I just got it last week, and that it looks awesome.
Phenomenal.
It's amazing. Like when you look at these baits on the camera and they look like one thing.
Yeah.
These cameras do not do justice for any of us. Because once you get that bait in your hands, it's like, whoa, this is completely different, and it looks amazing normally.
You know, I need to get with one person's bait I don't have yet off of there. I have, so on the Friday Night Lives, it's always Barrett, that's Pretty Lures, and it's always on the Pretty Lures page. But you've got Barrett, you've got Benster, you've got Paul Tarkin, you've got Smith and Whiskey. Those 4 are always in the Friday night, right? So you get to paint with all of them. That being said, Benster is not painting very much. Him and his wife do have some health issues, so they're not. I think he's still painting here and there. Don't quote me on this, but I would love to get one of his lures before he just says I'm not painting anymore. Because it's an unfortunate reality that we all have to look at eventually. We're not going to paint anymore, right? So I need to get with Benster. I don't even know if it's possible, but anyway, Friday Night Lives. Get over there, check them out. If you want to paint in them, get Pretty Lures a message. Back to your plastics.
I'll get her talked into doing it.
You should. I think she'd have a lot of fun. You know what? I say, I was in there and I was painting, and then I look at their lures and I'm like, I suck. I don't suck. Nobody sucks at this. Everybody has their own styles. Right?
Oh, yeah.
When you look at Paul Tark's lure compared to Barrett's lures, I would love to see if people can paint them the exact same. And I think it was talked about of painting in somebody else's style. It's not that anybody is not good at painting. They have their own style and they have their own way, which is why I want a lure from everybody.
Yep. I mean, you can see the collection that I've started to gather.
Yeah. What up, JM? So back to your plastics. So you do a ton of plastics. If you guys want to know all the plastics that he does over there, you're going to have to go check out his site.
At least every profile should be on there.
Yeah, he does too many for us to exactly list off every one that he does, as well as his chatterbaits and his jigs. And you don't do spinnerbaits at all, though.
I have done a few. We have the ability to pour the lead for spinner baits, but I haven't been confident enough with how the heads have turned out to go full production on them yet.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to your plastics, is there a certain plastisol you like to use? And is it a soft, a medium, the hard? I've figured out that there's different kind of plastisols and gives it different textures.
So there's two different ones I use. They're both dead on plastics.
I hear that
But
a lot.
use it. It's a great brand. I have personally not had any issues with them. What's nice is, like, for my case, I live again Southwest Ohio. They're in Michigan. I could order a 5-gallon bucket at 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday. That 5-gallon bucket is normally sitting at my doorstep by 5 p.m. on Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's just their standard ship. That's no express, nothing. That's just how quick I normally get it.
that's nice.
But I use it's a sinking plastic blend, and it is normally their medium blend. So it's not too stiff like your big musky baits, but it's not a very soft one that gets tore up real easy.
Right. Which is something we're looking for when we put on a plastic. We don't want it getting torn up easily.
Yes, and that's the other thing, is like why I go with the sinking blend is a lot of people, yes, some people add salt for the salt flavor to a bait.
Yeah.
Some believe that the salt makes the fish hold on longer.
Okay.
It might not. At the same
Right.
time, you have different scents you could put on that worm. Now, the thing with salt, though, is you're now putting an air pocket in that plastic, which actually is weakening that plastic.
Okay.
So you have, like, a prime example would be the Gary Yamamoto Senkos. On average, you're catching one, maybe two bass to that one stick bait.
Okay.
Where with one without salt, and it has the sinking additive in the liquid mixture, you might catch 5 or 6 before you're like, okay, I've got to change this bait out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. I was laughing because I started looking at the chat, and I should never do that. And I seen that Tiny said, my dad always said that the fish like their food seasoned.
Yeah, and then the other blend I use, it is also a medium worm blend, but it is what they call their Featherlight.
Okay.
Which is a floating plastic. I use that mixture. I use it in the fuzzy bears to allow them to fall slower, and I also use them. We have in the 16-inch snake. We have a couple colors that we pour in the floating. And then we also, it's not produced very much. It's kind of a special request one. But we have a little, like, 3-inch paddle-tailed frog.
Oh, okay.
That we also will do that in the floating plastic.
Yeah. I like the fact that you do the craws where the claws are floating, because we're
what's
all
nice
looking.
is that
When I throw a jig and it hits the bottom of the lake, I want those claws to be like this.
Yep.
You know?
And that's what's nice is those. It's not the plastisol blend that does that.
Right. It's that.
It's literally the mold itself, how it's designed.
But that's neat. That's a good thing for you.
Yep.
That is a great thing for you. I see the chat's going off down there. I appreciate y'all coming in. I appreciate all the gifts, all the likes. I am so happy to see everybody here every week and see the new faces.
Yeah.
If you're new in here and this is your first time in here, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let's see if we have some new people in here. So when it comes to your dyes and your flake, jigs on wheels, get out of here. Efren, you guys. I asked the wrong question. I know every one of you. There we go. There's a few. Welcome in, Joe's Baits. Bass, welcome in. I got a bunch of comedians down in the chat. Get ugly. I hope this is not your first time in here. So is there a certain brand of dye that you like to use?
So I bounce between two.
Okay.
I use LureWorks for some of my colorants and glitters, but the main one that I've used a lot recently is also Dead on Plastics. They have their own line of colorants and all that.
Okay.
And so like I use a lot of their colors, their glitters. They even have the mica powders they've got the pearl powders, and they also have the UV activative powders. So I have some baits back here, the Purple Haze and Morning Tide colors. They each have a UV reactive powder in them that it'll start as, say, one of them starts out purple.
Mm-hmm.
And when activated, it goes to a blue color underwater.
Oh, wow.
And the other one, it starts as a pink and it goes to an orange.
Very neat. Very neat. I see Kayla's in the chat, and Kayla said, all my nieces and nephews are acting up down here. I'm glad you all are having fun in the chat. That's what we're here for, and that's why I like to do this thing live. I like the information you're feeding us, and I want to make one statement. I have talked to many guys who do plastics so far, and one name I'm always hearing is the Dead on Plastics and LureWorks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in your opinion, this is not fact, guys, but in Critter's opinion, is this because they make some of the best stuff, or is it limited places to get this stuff?
So in the experience I've had, those, in my opinion, those are the two, number one and number two companies.
Okay.
There are some other ones that you can go find. There's some that I still hear about now. And they're like, oh, well, this is really good stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I found these and I really like these. I want to stick with these.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's like, one day, like one brand is Circle B. I know, if I'm not mistaken, Bubba uses some of the Circle B products.
Okay.
And I've seen them and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe one day I'll try it, but I just know I have my confidence in these two to get me the colors that I'm looking for.
Yeah. If you're down there in the chat and you're a plastics guy, why don't you throw into the chat who you like to use, and maybe it'll give somebody else an idea of maybe something different to try. But those are the two names that I hear the most. And I just kind of wanted to ask that question. And like we said, this is just his opinion and what he prefers. It's not factual that those are the best that there is, but I do hear those names 90% of the time. So
yeah,
we'll move on with another question. When it comes to the flake, is that same companies again, or is that a different company?
Yeah, so those are normally the same companies. Now the only oddball is she used to do, she still does them a little bit, but the Freshie car air fresheners.
Yeah.
And she was purchasing glitter from, I don't know the name of her, but it was another individual on TikTok that they would do kind of they would do lives, and you would have to purchase a bundle beforehand, and then they would pour your bundle on live. And it was normally like a bingo thing where they had a wheel, they spin it, and they pull out a ball. This is the color you get kind of thing.
Yeah.
And all those glitters were high temp glitters. And so we've actually played around with a couple of them with that glitter that she received from them. which I don't think I have. I thought I had one here. I've got the sprue.
I know of a few people who do freshies.
Yeah, it's like the white in there. You can kind of see that holographic in it.
Yeah.
That's actually one of those glitters in that sprue. And I mean, it holds up great for it. Just about any high temp glitter you can use, but you have to make sure that it is a high temp.
That color you just held up is the color of Fluke that I use all the time. That color combo.
Yeah, that color's put away.
Yeah.
It's going to end up making it cycle through some of the profiles.
Yeah. No, I know there are some people out there that do the freshies, so the car fresheners and stuff, and I see people commenting down there. I have them right now, and my car smells great.
Yeah.
If that's something you do, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Maybe somebody's interested in something like that.
She did throw up the name of that lady. It was All That Glitters Lab.
All That Glitters Lab.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody is lively tonight. We got 53 people in here. So let's talk a little bit about molds and injectors, right? So do you get your molds just depending on what style you're looking for, or is there a certain place you like to use?
So mostly it's just what style I'm wanting. I've got molds anywhere from your standard CNC Do It molds. I've got Angling AI. I have Bass Tackle. I have BTS molds. And there's another one. I can't remember what that one is.
What's up, Tipper?
There's so many different brands of mold companies out there that you can purchase them from that sky's the limit when it comes to them.
Okay. I know those molds come from everywhere, and you can call some people and have them custom made. I know Sims was on last week, and he was talking about a mold that he's super excited that he's getting in, and he'll be making some baits out of that one soon. But it's not cheap. Some of these molds are super expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you could go anywhere from so like a simple one would be like our brush pig, which is like the brush hog body style worm.
Right.
That mold, just to be able to make 4 of them, you're looking at like anywhere between $140 and $160.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then you also have the molds like the new those new Koike baits. I know Bubba has been shooting a mold like that.
Yep.
Those molds are anywhere over, you're looking at $400 before shipping and taxes.
It takes a while to get your money back out of these things.
It does. We'll talk about what happened yesterday, but I'll tell a little bit of it right now. I had a young man ask me yesterday. He goes, "Is it cheaper to make your own plastics, or is it cheaper to make your own plastics, or just buy them at a store?" And I told him, I said, I will be completely transparent with you.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, absolutely not. Because you have to put out all this money to get your injectors, your colorants, your plastic, your molds. Now, your 2 main expenses are your injectors and your molds. Those are the ones that hurt you the most. But by the time you get a good setup, you're looking at being anywhere between $500 and $700 in.
Yeah.
Just for, say 1 mold, some decent colorants, and decent injectors and everything. You could be $500 in it. That now you're making you have to make at least 100 bags
Mm-hmm.
to say, oh, they were $5 a bag kind of thing. But you could buy that same stick bait mold for like $6 at the store.
Yeah. Which is why
And
most of you didn't stick to just making your own baits.
yeah, yeah, but you always hit that. I want more. I want to be able to do this mold, this mold. How am I going to be able to get this? Okay, let's sell these.
Yeah. And the simple fact is you'll never get the money back that you put into it. So, moral of the story, in my opinion, is if you guys are looking to sell all your stuff, these guys are looking for that deal because they've already spent enough.
Yeah, and I ended up telling him. I said, I said by the time these molds, you can make thousands of packs out of that one mold.
Yeah.
I said, but once you hit that point where, now all you're buying is your plastic and your colorant and glitter, that's when you get down to the point where you're making baits for anywhere between 5 and 12 cents a bait. That's then when you're like, okay, I've made my money back for the molds and the injectors. Now it's all just these 3 things that I'm buying. And so it's a whole lot cheaper then.
Yeah. And then all we've done is talk about the molds, and then you've got the injectors, right?
Yep.
So is there a certain place that you go for your injectors?
So I started out with the Do It mold injectors, which I didn't have any issues with them. I just wanted a little bit bigger injector, and I wanted a good dual injector. And again, this falls back to the boss lady.
To the boss lady.
She surprised me one day and said, "Hey, I ordered you some injectors." And she actually ordered the dual injector from Angling AI. That is they're insulated injectors. The blending block to be able to do the dual shots is insulated. And so like an injector like that's a $500 injector.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's well worth the money after you use it for so long.
So this is what I'm gathering so far is you make do with what you have, and she goes out there and says, "Here, I think you'd like this, honey."
Normally, yep.
I don't see the problem, dude.
It's like, wait, I didn't have to ask permission. I was given permission. Yes.
Right. That's awesome though, that you have a support system like that. Not only the support system that we all find here on TikTok with all of our friends and fellow bait makers, but to have someone there at home with you that is giving you that support. And like I said, my wife does the same thing. She may not actually always go get the stuff for me, but she's always like, if you want it, just go get it. If you want it, get it. And I'm more of I'll make do with what I have.
Yeah. And I'm going to grab, there's one question down here that Spider Monkey asked. He said, what about Air Vice? So Air Vice is actually exactly that. It's a vise that you would normally have hooked up to an air compressor, and you would put your molds in between it.
Oh, okay.
And hit a trigger, and it would smack it shut and hold pressure on your molds.
Okay.
I personally, I do not have an Air Vice or use that. I know a lot of people that do, and they're excellent. But again, you're looking costly money for those vices.
Yeah.
I just use, so a lot of my molds, they actually have wing nuts or a bolt that will hold them clamped shut. And the ones that don't, I use I can never remember what the actual name for these clamps are, but it's kind of like your old woodworking vices that slide in and out, and you would normally have a squeeze trigger. Yep. Well, mine actually has the screw lock on it to apply a better pressure.
Gotcha. Bar clamps.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Bass Junkie.
Yeah. Again, that's another one that I had the Irwin Vice grip vices, which I'm going to wrap myself out again. I know he knows, but they're actually Dad's that I stole from him.
Oh, and there it is.
Yeah, that's what I started with, and then she purchased the screw lock ones.
So,
And
did you ever give the vices back?
oh no, they're still sitting in my shop.
Oh, come on. He already went and bought new ones. It's okay.
Yeah, he knows where they are.
You know he went and bought new ones. That's what we all do when we can't find something. We're like, where'd that go? I don't know.
That's where they went.
You are ratting yourself out. You know, we talked about this. You don't have to rat yourself out during the whole thing. So that's kind of going over the plastics, the chatterbaits, and the split rings and stuff. I'm going to get to some basic questions here that I like to ask, and then we're going to do a
these
giveaway.
dreaded questions.
Do what?
I said, oh wait, these dreaded questions.
Yes. The regular old questions. So what's your favorite bait to make when it comes to bait making?
You know, there for the longest time, it was just really the bladed jigs because I threw them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But me, myself, I don't really fish tubes very much.
Yeah.
But I had just got a new mold and shooting these are what we're calling our Predator tubes.
Very nice.
I enjoy shooting the ones that I have shot of these so far.
What's your favorite color of bait to fish? Is it a plastic or what is it?
I'll just put it as there's actually two colors that I like the most. And that's either throwing a soft plastic and a black with red flake.
Okay.
Or throwing a swim jig or even a bladed jig in a bluegill pattern.
Very good stuff, though. Yeah. It kind of depends on where you're at, you know, and
Yeah.
I think we're all figuring that out. And as a bait maker who's mailing this stuff all over the U.S., you find that certain places like the certain colors better. So
yeah, so like this one here, of course, I don't have the weed guard or the eyes in it, but we do have some swim jigs that we do, and that's the bluegill swim jig, the design I like.
very nice. That is a good color combo, man. So when you fish, is it mainly from boat or bank?
We do a little bit of a mixed.
Okay.
Especially early season, we do a lot of bank fishing for certain spots. And then once, because I'm going to rat him out again.
Here we
Dad's
go.
This one's not ratting me out. This is ratting him out. Dad's a fair weather fisherman. He does not like rain.
Okay.
So we get those really nice days or not cold days. That's when we'll go out on his tracker.
Yeah.
And then I've also got a 14-foot John boat that we take out between me and the wife every now and then.
Okay. Sounds good. So, I think we've gotten to a lot of the questions just through the conversation that we've had. And I'm sure if I forgot something, they'll ask them in the chat. But is there a piece of advice that you would give or like to share with, may it be a new painter or maybe some life advice that somebody gave you in general?
You know, I will say like an experience, and it'll be somewhat advice at the same time. So when I got into this and I did that first show, Friday of that Columbus show, opening day, I'm a nobody there at the point in time. and I wasn't getting any people in to look at my stuff.
Okay.
I fought tooth and nail that day. That day, I never thought I would have a wake up call as bad as I did.
Yeah.
I was ready to just drop everything and give up then.
Okay.
And the hardest thing to do was to keep pushing through that weekend at that point in time. But then, of course, I had my saving grace. She kept saying there. She goes, just don't give up. Get out there, talk to people. They will come.
Yeah.
And by the end of that weekend, we had turned around to the point where we had made pretty much every penny that we had put in to go to the show.
Okay.
We had made back. And as a new bait maker, that is huge. If you make what you put into the show, that is huge.
And
so I would say you're going to get knocked down some.
yes, sir.
But you do not let, some of these people that are knocking you down into the people or yourself that are knocking you down.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to you. You have to push through it, and it will be, you can come out on top as long as you're hard-headed and strong-headed with it.
You can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the turnaround for you at that show, after feeling kind of defeated and nobody really coming in, and I think this will help people maybe that are going to their first show, is instead of just standing in your booth and waiting for people to come to you, at that point you decided to step out of the booth and start talking and trying to draw people in.
Yeah, like that is the hardest thing is me. Even I'm going, not kidding, sitting here doing this. This was a hard out of my shell thing. I'm not really a public speaker.
Right.
And so I sat that entire day behind the table we had.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things, you can't be a boxed in person. You have to step out of your comfort zone every now and then and speak to these people, because that's what catches them a lot of times, is not just, they might look over at your baits, they're walking by, go, okay. But if you're out there, doing something as simple as like, hey, like, what kind of lures do you guys like to fish with and stuff like that? Yes. And getting them to stop for that moment.
Yes.
That's all it takes sometimes.
The simple fact is everybody there is interested in the same hobby that you're interested in, and that's fishing. Tell me how many times you've been to the lake and you've talked to complete strangers about fishing, and you stood there for 10 minutes and the conversation was effortless.
Yep.
Talk fishing. Just start with talking fishing. What do you fish for?
Yep.
And
I will say, Friday shows at Columbus, you ask that question, 90% of the people are going, oh, I fish for muskie, or I fish for catfish.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a Friday in Ohio. It's mostly only your older retired people.
He said it's a Friday in Ohio. It wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. No, that's great advice, man. And you're not wrong. You can pass by a booth time after time after time, but if somebody comes out and actually engages with conversation with you, you're more likely to go in and check out their stuff. It doesn't always mean they're going to buy something from you. But if you're in a situation like maybe Critters found himself in that day where nobody's even really looking at your stuff, you can get people drawn in to look, and crowds gather more people, right?
Yes.
So the more people you have standing in your booth, the more chances you have for purchases.
Yeah, because now you have those people that are standing in your booth looking in general. And then you also have the people that are walking by going, well, why are all these people in here? There's got to be something good.
Exactly.
And it drags them in.
Lauren's mad at you right now. He said, easy on the old.
I said old people, not OCSs.
You know what? That's not, and that can be taken in a lot of different aspects of life. So great advice, man. Step out of that box and get to know some people. Get out there and make yourself known. Lauren, the OCS. So that's kind of the questions. We're by far done. The conversation with you is great. I think the information is even better. What do you think? You want to do a giveaway?
Yeah.
I say we do one. I always let Pretty Lure go first, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
We let Pretty Lure go first. I already talked with someone to see if they'd like to do the giveaway or spin the wheel for us tonight. I got a few people I use for that. So TRS, if you are in here and would still like to spin the wheel for us, I would like you to send me an invite and we'll get you up here. And we will do a giveaway. Pretty Lures does a $25 gift code to Pretty Lure. If you are a bait maker, you can get your blanks or whatever it may be that you need at this time over there at Pretty Lure with their $25 gift code. There she is here. Click on her, add as guest. And you can take that gift code and use it over there at Pretty Lure. And if you are not a bait maker and you win the $25 gift code, Barrett Baits can make you a custom lure. How are you tonight, TRS?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, your voice has changed.
Yeah.
Wow. What's up,
kitchen.
Bubba?
What's up? She's in the kitchen. What we got? 51 in here?
Yeah, let me check and see here really quick. If you have not liked or interacted with the live, make sure you do that right now.
Hey, Bubba, I got a friend for you.
What's up, buddy?
I got a friend for you.
You know what happens, don't you?
Let's see. We still have 52 people. I'm going to give you a number here, Bubba. How about 47?
47?
Yep, only 47 have interacted with the live. Make sure you're interacting with the live somehow so you can be in these drawings.
No more glitter.
What's going to happen is he's going to...
She's coming.
Sorry, Uncle Corey. I went to get a drink.
No, you're fine. What's going to happen is she's going to enter a number into the wheel of suspense. We're going to spin that wheel. Whatever random number it lands on, I'm going to see whose name is by that number. That will be the winner of this giveaway. We're going for Pretty Lures, $25 gift code.
Oh, okay.
We're spinning it now. Who's going to be the lucky one tonight?
No, that didn't go right.
That didn't go right.
No, see, there's only... Hold on.
Didn't show very many on there.
Leave it to Bubba.
We are still at 47.
See, there we go. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Hopefully Holly and North are not in here. Oh, I see.
They are. What's the number tonight?
69.
22. I'm going to stand down and see who's number 22. Mad Mexican. The Mad Mexican is the winner of the giveaway tonight. Congratulations, Mr. Mad, a.k.a. Joe. So we're going to put Critters over here in the big box. We're going to expand him. He has a giveaway he would like to do.
So we have actually got 2 giveaways.
All right.
The first one, you'll get one of our bluegill swim jigs. You'll get our swamp water Arky head jig.
Ooh. Rigged. Ouch.
You'll get one of our bright chartreuse fire tiger bladed fatal furies.
Very nice.
A pack of our light green pumpkin, the new predator tubes. a pack of our Junebug 10-inch Mambas.
Spider Monkey says, pick me, pick me.
I say there's a lot. Our pumpkin seed 7-inch ribbon tails.
Wow.
Pumpkin seed 5-inch sticks. Our Halloween color we did in our 4-inch pintail minnows.
My goodness, critters.
Halloween 4-inch brush hogs. Our green pumpkin sticks. A pack of our Rageberry 5-inch twin tail grubs.
I'm telling you now, if you have not interacted with the chat with a like or with a comment, make sure you're interacting with the chat to be in this giveaway.
Our solid white 5-inch sticks. Our 6-inch finesse worms in the Rageberry blue. A DT10 custom painted by Allie.
Wow.
And one of our little midget mid divers that this is actually one that I painted.
Uh-oh.
And then, of course, your very own critter sticker.
The sticker. Holy cow. That's a lot of stuff. Now, that's just one of your giveaways.
That's just one, and that's the plastics there.
Holy cow. Did I interact with the chat? Hang on. All right. You know how we do it. I'm going to give TRS a number. Let's see how many people are in this one for the giveaway. It's going to be 48. 48 people in this giveaway. 49 people in the room. Some people bounce in and out, but we're going to go with the 48. You're going to get this whole bundle. Please be Corey. Please be Corey. Please be. Oh, I can't even be in it. What's the number? Number 3.
JM.
JMJ.
Hey.
Congratulations, dude. Holy cow. That is so much stuff.
Yeah.
Congratulations, JM. His wife says
Even
right
he
away,
said
rigged.
Even he said rigged.
Hey, JM, you could always give it to me. Oh,
Now, just
welcome
do me a
in.
favor. Don't use these to kick my butt in the tournament.
I'm glad it wasn't. Yeah, right.
Send them to him after the tournament.
Yeah.
That tournament's coming up fast too. I'm so excited for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So excited. Okay.
And then we have box number 2.
Box number 2.
You have the Uncle Corey special,
Yes.
a 110 and a drip.
Very nicely done.
This one you will get our
Where do we
peanut butter
send the
and
money
jelly.
for our turn?
Yeah. You'll get the peanut butter and jelly Arky. Again,
Wow.
another one of the, this is one of the complete out of package so you can see it better. The bluegill swim jig.
Very nice. Legacy says, what's behind door number 2?
The Wonder Bread Fatal Fury.
Kind of jealous they're getting those.
The 7-inch ribbon pumpkin seeds. Our blue Raz 3-inch Helgramites. Our pumpkin seed 5-inch swimming sticks.
The Thor hammer.
Your black and blue flake stick baits. These are a Ripple Grub trailer, best for jigs.
Yeah, I agree, JM. Let's make sure we're giving it up for Critters. What a giveaway. Make sure and get over and check out his site. Spend 20, get 20% off. He's showing you a lot of what he has right now.
Yeah, this is a lot of the profiles we carry. And you have your 3-inch mini sticks, which we are actually in the process of changing the names of our stick baits.
Okay.
The mini sticks will end up being called the Little Johnnies. The 5-inch sticks are going to be the Average Johns.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you finally caught it.
Mm-hmm.
We have our 5-inch jerk baits, the black and blue 4-inch pintails, the pumpkin seed predators, our chartreuse and white pintails,
Is anybody else counting these? Because that's like
and then a sticker.
20. Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 10 packs of plastics per.
That's a lot.
Yep, 10.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let me see how many people are in for this giveaway. We are going to use a number of 49. 49 people in this giveaway. Unbelievable giveaways, Critters. Can't thank you enough. And I'm sure the next winner of this will be sending you a follow and a like and a gift. And what an amazing giveaway.
All I ask out of them is pictures of the fish you catch.
There you go. Number 36. We're going to scan down and see who's number 36. Number 36 is
Oh my gosh.
Benjamin
McCutcheon.
I am not following you. I am sending you a follow right now.
Hey, Ben, swing by the house at some point and pick him up.
He's that close to you?
He's actually a good friend of Otter's that we actually, both me and Otter at one point in time, worked with him.
Very cool. He said no.
Send him to Brandon.
A neighbor. Wow. Yeah. I appreciate everybody sticking around and hanging out and getting to know Critters a little more. I'm not sure if you have been here for the whole thing. If you haven't, you have missed a great podcast so far. TRS, thank you so much for coming in and doing a giveaway, helping us do the giveaway. TRS has previously been on the podcast. TRS and Bubba, Bubba's Custom Baits, tackle, lures. I can't remember anymore. There's so many different ones. I am very sorry. They are a duo. They do plastics. They do hard baits. They do crystals. Make sure you get over and check them out as well. But
They also do glitter bombs.
they, yeah, they did glitter bomb you, didn't they?
I was going to try to get some baits made with that glitter to have as part of the giveaway tonight, but I wasn't able to get out there in time to be able to try to make them.
Oh, I see. I'm
Because
seeing a lot
actually-
of these people. Go ahead.
We didn't get to talk about that part.
Sure.
So we actually do a lot of stuff dealing with the youth. Yesterday was a prime example. I had scheduled an event with one of our local schools. They have a fishing club for their middle school. They do it for 6th and 7th grade kids. It's just an after school program to where try to get the kids into fishing, off the games and into fishing kind of thing. And we went to the school yesterday and did a little seminar showing these kids the step-by-step process of making a soft plastic from a liquid plastisol all the way to the final product. And it was actually, there were 36 kids in this class that got to witness and somewhat partake in creating these plastics. Of course, we didn't want them playing with that hot liquid just yet without parental guidance and all that, but we
Right.
allowed them to pick out. I did a dual shot color, and I was showing them how customizable a color could be, and picked 4 kids out of the group, each one. I said, this is the colorant. Tell me when to stop, and allowed them to pretty much make their own color.
Yeah.
And then I had another one do it with the other color, and then 2 individuals, I let them each pick the color glitter and how much to put in it.
Yeah.
And they all had a ball with it. It's nice to be able to go and have hand in hand working experience with the youth that, they might not know anything about this before what we did.
Yeah.
And we had one young kid that I will pick him out of the crowd the whole time, anywhere and everywhere. He was so invested in the bait making stuff that he's like, I want to do this. It had him so mesmerized, and he was, I won't lie, he was asking questions about fishing lures and fishing in general that I had to stop and think about, because I'm like, I'm not used to a kid that this young asking me these styles of questions. And it was awesome being able to work with those kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on another aspect is we have a local conservation club that we're members at.
Yes.
That it's Greene County Fish and Game. The Lakes chairman is my brother. The youth chairman is my father. And so we do a lot of stuff out there helping with the kids and all that, where they do kids derbies once a month from, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's from May to September.
Very cool.
And so we go out there, we help with measuring the fish. We've donated, completed setups of tackle boxes for these kids sometimes. And we're trying to get something set up for a schedule to have a youth event where us as Critters Custom, we're going to go out there with all of our soft plastics making stuff, all of our jig tying stuff, and all of our airbrushing stuff, and set up a workshop for these kids to actually get to hand on hand build their own custom baits and do what they want and learn the experience of doing this hobby. Because I mean, after COVID, yes, this industry blew up. Yeah. But if you notice, it's mostly I'll say it this way, the middle-aged generation.
Okay.
So your 30 to 60, I'll say, is what you see now. And it's like, I want to give a chance for the younger kids to try to start this passion earlier. To where when they're at my age, even at 30, they are tens of thousands of steps further than where I am at where I started.
Absolutely.
And it's just, it's one of those things that we've loved doing what we can for the kids. I mean, I see a kid, fishing the banks at most of the places that we fish. I've always got extra bags of baits with me.
I'm telling you.
Every time they're getting a bag of something.
Yeah. There's so many people out there that do that, and it's such a great thing to do. And everything that you're talking about is just amazing, dude. Getting out there with the youth, getting them started young, getting them into something, get them a hobby,
Yep.
And
anything but video games. And I say that because what's funny is I grew up as one of those kids that if the weather was bad, my eyes were glued to the TV.
Okay.
And I would waste my days away playing games. And now it's like I have something that I'm working for as a hobby. I get to interact with hundreds of thousands of people between expos and the group that we hang out with on here.
Yes.
Granted, yes, when we're hanging out here, technically, yeah, we're still staring at an electronic device.
Yeah.
But you look at what we're doing past that electronic device.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to be able to be doing this stuff over something like that.
Yeah. What a great thing. You really beat me to it. That's where I was headed, was to ask you, about your kids' show and tell type stuff, and then Greene County Fishing Club. But what an amazing thing you're doing there. And I think it's impactful, right?
Absolutely.
Even if it's that one kid who
Yep.
picks this up, maybe he had an interest in it to begin with, maybe he didn't, but he sure does now.
Yeah.
And
that's what I told the director. I said, it's 6th and 7th grade kids.
Yeah.
We all know how we were in 6th and 7th grade. We were rowdy. We got off task.
correct.
So you had that going on, but I told him, I said, as long as I impacted that one kid's life and wanting to do this stuff,
Yeah.
I said, I feel accomplished.
Yeah. I agree. And I think somebody made a comment the other day that a lot of us have fished since we were kids. And
Yeah.
that's how we found ourselves where we're at now with the hobbies that we do. But it took that somebody to show us fishing, right?
Yep.
Whether it was your mom or your dad or your uncle or just a good friend or your good friend's dad. It took somebody to show us to get us kind of interested in it, to show us what it was. And I'll fish forever. That's all
Yeah, and
there
that's
is
like
to it.
like me, the two people that have always had me fishing was, of course, my dad and my grandpa. And I mean, it's one of those things that I have spent my entire life beating the banks, walking up and down rivers. I've spent my entire life,
Yeah.
on the boat with dad and stuff like that. It's like these are experiences that not all people get to have,
Yeah.
but if you can do your best to be able to have experiences like that with somebody
Yeah.
and the bond with those individuals, it's like that's the best things you can have.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. Welcome in, Lady Polly. What a great night, man. Just so informative. You're more into a lot of different things, not just the actual physical fishing, not just the actual bait making, but the bringing of the youth into it, being helpful in the community, hats off to you, man. Great. That's
Thank
great
you.
stuff. That is great stuff. And it's appreciated. And like you said, I am also just like you. And I know there's a lot of us out there. I catch a kid fishing at the bank. He's getting something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pulling something out of the tackle box. As a matter of fact, the last kid I talked to was fishing with his uncle. And I talked to his uncle first, right? I'm not just going to walk up and start talking to a stranger on the bank. I'm gonna talk to his uncle first. And I talked with him for a second, and I said, I'd like to give him some free baits. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, go ahead," And I walked up to him and I just opened a tackle box, and I'm like, it wasn't just mine, I said,
Yeah.
these are all custom made baits. They were made by bait makers. And you know what he said to me? He goes, "You mean like on TikTok?" And I went, exactly like that. And that kid sent me a follow immediately. And who knows, he could be in the chat tonight. I wouldn't know it. I don't remember his name, but he was fully into it. He grabbed him up a bait. And it didn't matter if it was mine or somebody else's. I just wanted him to have something. So,
Oh, yeah.
nothing will put a smile on your face like doing something like that. It just,
No, yeah. And that was
It's
like
so good.
at that thing yesterday, I had a whole box that I had full of pre-packed baits.
Yes.
that I took there and was giving each kid a bag of baits, and just to see their eyes light up with these bags of baits, it's like, this is what, this is what's worth for most of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's like getting that
100%.
smile. It's awesome.
100%. All right. I do believe we've got everything on your card.
I believe so.
Unless there's something you can think of. What I like to do at this point, we've done the giveaways. We've done the questioning. We kept him under pressure, and he did not crack.
Hey, I'm proud of myself, man. Like,
However, now comes their favorite part of the show. We're going to open up the chat, and we're going to take questions out of the chat. Have him tell you about why he was so paranoid at Summit County Expo, the
JDM show. Oh my gosh, this Get Ugly. Every morning, if you follow Get Ugly, you probably saw the posts back around the in middle March. He was taking videos in our booth because we weren't there super early. And it was him going, did I mess with something in here or did I not?
Right.
Therefore, I then spent the entire weekend here and there, not the whole time, but here and there looking, trying to figure out what he had done to mess with me, because that's how a lot of us are at the shows. Once you get to know other vendors, you start having kind of like prank wars, just kind of joking around with each other to make the days go by.
Sure.
And I spent that entire weekend trying to figure out what he did and what he didn't. It wasn't until he finally was leaving the show for the end of it. He goes, did you ever figure it out? I said, no. I said, I did not. And he pulls a bag of my baits off of the rack and flips it around, and where my logo is on the front of the pack, the shadow behind it, he had stuck one of his Get Ugly approved stickers on a bunch of different packs of baits that I had no clue it was there. And we're like, we don't even know how many packs of these baits were sold and have that sticker on it.
I honestly don't think the post was ever made to tell us what he did.
No, it was never made.
So,
Yep, he walked up and told me that one.
So we see him a lot, Get Ugly Fishing. Helps run Highway Baits out here in Marblehead, Ohio. As he always says, we got what you want, we got what you need. If you don't follow him, send him a follow. He has some great content, especially if you're a walleye fisherman or a bass fisherman or just a fisherman in general. They got some great stuff out there. And he
is one heck of a guy. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to bass fishing. He's taught me a lot of stuff. There's actually quite a bit of stuff that him and me have talked about on the business side of, what to and not to do on things, and a couple color ideas that we're planning on trying to work together with.
Yep. Yeah. I got a feeling that me and him will get out fishing someday and really get to talking. And I hang out with him in lives. I saw him at the JDM show. I was supposed to see him at the Columbus show, but
Columbus, if you catch him, you're lucky.
Let's face it. I mean, he avoided me. That's what it was. He avoided me.
that day that I got him up on the tank to drop shot that snake, I was like, I'm so lucky that he has 5 minutes. Thank God.
Columbus was a little busy. Yeah, it was super busy for him. He helps run the shows down there. He does all their advertisement. He helps run the tank. He does an array of things. I couldn't list them all, and he just helps out a lot with that stuff down there. But we are ready for questions in the chat. Do you guys have any questions for Critters over here? we want to see the questions. We'll try and get to them all. I know there's a couple questions that I usually do not ask, and I leave them for the chat to be put in there. Let's see if you can figure out which ones they are. Some of the things we didn't talk about, and we kind of just let it go, because I think in the future we are going to have Allie on here, and we'll kind of let her talk about her painting stuff, unless you want to divulge some of her stuff.
I mean, I'll at least show some of it off for her.
I mean, that's pretty nice right there.
That's one of her rainbow trouts that she just painted up the other day.
So she custom paints. And like I said, I'll be honest with you, I don't think we want to get into her stuff too deep. I think we're going to get her on here if she can find the time, because I think, and everybody in the chat can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but we need to hear her side of how things happened. And, let her answer how long she's been doing this and how she got into it. So, you're camera shy. We get people over being camera shy.
Hey, you could just pull the Mad Mexican. We can set a fence up in front of you.
You can. We have to talk about that first. But yeah, we're willing to take any questions out of the chat. So I'll start with one. You do jig tying, you do plastics, you do, just all this stuff. If you could sit down and you could do some bait making, we'll say, with one person, who might that be?
Oh man. I would say one that I would love to work with, just because I've seen a lot of different products come out of him, and I know she would enjoy it too, because I know she'd tag along, and that would be to go either to New York or him come to Ohio and get to do something with JM.
JM?
Yeah.
JM's a great dude. I met you guys before you got to meet him at the JDM show, and I got to meet him at the JDM show, and he is a great dude. He's fun to talk to. He's just as outgoing in person as he is, and his wife's amazing. Their kid's amazing. They're just fun to be around, So I couldn't imagine actually getting out and doing the hobby of hanging out with him and tying or painting or something like that. I bet he's got a few tips and tricks that would help.
Oh, absolutely.
North Waters always says something to that effect, but if you could go on one dream fishing trip after that certain species, the fishing trip you've always wanted to take, what would it be?
So there's two. I've already gotten to do one, which one of the three technically that I want to do, and that was I went down to Tampa and caught bull sharks in the Tampa Bay.
Okay.
That's one heck of a fight. But the two dream ones that I'd love to do is I'd love to go to Louisiana and go hunt after the big redfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally would love to go down to Texas and try my luck on Lake Fork.
Okay.
After those big largemouth.
I would go with you.
Yeah.
I would go with you. That's something it's pretty achievable, right? You just got to take the time to go down there, maybe even pay for that charter guide,
Yeah, and that's like the scenario with going down for the bull sharks. It was as simple as we took a weekend vacation and flew down to Tampa, and she actually booked us a 6-hour charter to go shark fishing.
That's awesome.
And in that 6 hours, we caught 3 bull sharks. We lost one, and we had one fun boat ride from a manatee.
So Bass says his wife caught a 12-pound bass at Lake Fork. And then
Oh yeah.
Spider Monkey says, other than fishing and bait making, do you have any other hobbies?
Really, the only other thing I do is, of course, during season, I go deer hunting and pheasant hunting.
Okay.
That's about really it.
You're a hunter. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's cool. I used to hunt when I was very young, 16 to 18, somewhere in there, is when I quit. I just didn't find the interest that I did with the fishing part.
Yeah, I was born and raised either at the lake or in the woods. And when it was season of the hunting season, all that, if we weren't in the woods, we were at the butcher cleaning our deer.
I had my time doing that when I was young. Met a guy who did the hunting thing and taught me how to shoot bow, and that's the style of hunting I did, deer hunting with bow, and got a few deer and just kind of lost interest, I guess. I don't know. I didn't find the interest that I do with the fishing, but I do love the outdoors. I love getting out there and being outside. But
Only thing I don't like about hunting in Ohio is it's always in the cold season.
it is. It is. You learn to get all the gizmos and gadgets to keep you a little warmer, because all you're doing is sitting there, right? When it comes to like the pheasant hunting and stuff like that, I guess you're moving throughout fields and such. But when it comes to deer hunting, I mean, you pick a spot on the ground for your blind, or you sit up in your tree stand and you just sit there. And maybe that's why I don't find the interest in it. Because I don't find the interest in the catfishing and stuff like that from the bank. If I'm not moving while I'm fishing, I'm really not that interested in it. So
yeah, like me, catfish. My issue with catfishing, I could sit there all night long.
The bass snaps are hunting.
And use every which way of bait, and I might catch one or two catfish that I swear is only this big.
Yeah.
But let me go catfishing on accident with my bass fishing stuff.
Yep.
I've got picture proof of catching 50-pound shovelhead on bass rods.
So what you're saying is you need to take your catfishing rod, but with a bass fishing lure. And it'll be perfect. Northwater says, come to Minnesota and deer hunt. He said it's always in the cold. I don't think he likes the cold. He's not coming further up there.
Now, a dream hunt I would love to have is I'd love to go out west, and I don't know if it's just the thrill of the life or death moment, but I want to go archery hunt for elk, where you have that like 5-yard experience with an elk walking right up on you.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought that would be a fun hunt.
Yeah. It would be an experience, that's for sure. It would be an experience. Well, it looks like we got most of the questions out of the way. I mean, we had a great podcast, great conversation. I think a lot of the questions were answered, and I truly appreciate you coming on here and stepping out of your comfort zone. I know you're not really a big talk in front of people, so
and that's the thing is when you do stuff like this, like I told her earlier, she goes, "Are you nervous doing this?" I said, "Yeah, a little bit." I said, "But at the same time, technically all it is in my eyes is it's you and me talking."
Yeah.
And it's like we can speak back and forth. I mean, we've talked on the phone, text
Sure.
message. Like, it's nothing different.
No.
It's just getting that mindset out of, oh crap, there's other people sitting here watching my conversation.
There is, and the podcast is starting to draw quite a crowd, and I'm very happy about that. And I appreciate everybody coming in here every week that we do this, and it seems to be more and more, and we collect more and more followers, and I like to get follows to everybody else, whether you're in the chat. I talk about all the people that I'm always hanging out with. I try and mention everybody and some of the stuff they do, just because there's such an array of stuff going on in these communities.
Oh, absolutely. And then you have people like we spoke tonight with all the different stuff that we do here.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at your next guest, C-Klein, and that wide variety of what that man has and what he can do is just impressive.
He's one of those you find yourself just mentioning something and he goes, oh yeah, I do that. And it's like, wait, what? What else do you do? And everybody always asks him the question. And C-Klein is our next guest, by the way. Dead On Baits is the company that he runs. He will be on next week. And the man never sleeps. He's always doing something.
Man. I feel like I don't sleep, because I stay up till anywhere between 11 to midnight working on stuff. But that man, he really does not sleep.
He does not. So since becoming pro staff with him, I send him, we talk personally on the phone and we message back and forth. And I messaged him one time, I think it was 6 a.m. my time, because we all basically have regular jobs, and I didn't think about it. And C-Klein is out of New Mexico, if you didn't know. And I sent him a message, and we're chatting back and forth. He answered right away. And it just hit me all of a sudden. And I went, what time is it for you? He's like, oh, it's like 4:10 in the morning. And I'm like, dude, I am so sorry. He's like, no, I was awake. It's okay. It's like, oh my gosh. But what a great
it's like anytime he'd message me, I always check. I'm like, okay, is he active now? Okay, yeah, he is. Okay, I'll bug him then.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Since getting into the TikTok community the way that I have, and also starting to run this show and partnering up with Pretty Lures and all these different people and bait makers, I keep my phone on silent. Once it hits about 10 o'clock, that thing's on silent. You can text and call and whatever you want, all you want. I can't.
That's like me. My TikTok notifications are silenced.
Yep.
But it's like I can open it up and see what's if I've got messages or not. It's just because of how much stuff goes off on there.
Yeah, my little TikTok square, like the app, will get numbers on it, but I don't get the drop down notifications. Everything's silenced. Otherwise, I think it would drive me nuts. I love the interaction. Do not get me wrong. I check those things every single morning. That's one of the first things I do. I get on TikTok and I start scrolling through all that stuff and commenting back to people that have commented to me, and just what a great community. The one thing I didn't show that I wanted to show was this right here. This actually, I have to be close. There we go. This is painted by Allie. Man, it won't let me do it. There we go.
There you go.
This is painted by Critter's wife right here. She gave this to me at the show. I think my niece got it for me, didn't she?
Yes, Sage bought it for you, and she said, make sure to get that to Unc. And I said, yep, I will. And I'm like, I'm not even sending it to him. I'm not going to get an address. I'm like, he's going to be at the JDM show.
Yeah,
like, I will just hand deliver it to him.
I had no idea. I come up, I'm talking to Critter, and I'm just I'm there to purchase some stands. That's one thing I wanted to get from you, and I was going to look into some chatterbaits and stuff. Yeah, they're great, and
They are actually going. I've got the pictures taken. I've got to get them posted on the site, but those will be added to the site here soon.
oh, so they're not on the site as of
Yeah,
now.
those aren't on there yet.
Do you have a spot that people can make notes?
Just as of right now, it's reaching out to us on here.
There you go.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it should be by this weekend. They'll end up being up there.
Okay. Well, there you have it. So I greatly appreciate you coming on. I normally open up the boxes. If you got time to hang out, we can open up the boxes. If you've got things you need to do, I completely understand.
No, I'm good. I think she finally got the rugrat to go to sleep.
Uh-oh. And she's camera shy, so she's not coming anywhere. She ain't coming anywhere near this thing. She's listening on her phone in the other room going, nope.
I think she's in there getting baby snuggles because he was fussing, so she might be snuggled up with him sleeping.
She said, I'll walk in there. So it's now is the time. It's going to become more like a regular live. So anybody who would like to come up here in a box, maybe talk with Critters, talk with myself, you guys can come on up in here, send a request, and we'll get you in here and let you chat with everybody. I always send out a few specific requests to see if people would like to come up in here.
Did you get these ones when I sent you those last baits? The bigger sticker?
Yes. And
Okay.
yes.
I was making sure because I was like, I thought I had them in time, but I wasn't sure.
My problem is it won't stick to the booth. I've stuck it. I couldn't tell you how many times. So I'm about to cover it in super glue and stick it right to the booth. It's going to stay. It doesn't have a choice.
You got to the point where all that paint dust is in there.
I know. I have. I need to go with a freestyle built booth to where it fits my desk better, just because this thing just isn't cutting it. We see you back there.
Can you hear or do I need to pull? Okay.
She can't hear, can she?
I had my AirPod in.
I said, we see you back there.
You requested, so I showed up.
I told him we're going to have to get you on for your own little show. It doesn't have to be anytime soon. We'll let you get more used to being on camera, being on the TikTok.
I'm on Zoom calls all day long, so I'm not really camera shy.
Oh, you were just saying that? You lied to me?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get out of it, but
she sits in front of a computer all day yelling at people.
So you're saying she's going to yell at me?
She might. I think Matt's already out of here with Get Ugly, but he knows quite well how mean she can be.
Chipper does.
Yeah, so does Chipper.
What a great show, though, man. I think everybody's a little nervous before they start it up. And once the conversation kind of gets flowing and we get you to relax a little bit, it goes really well. It goes smooth. And the time goes super fast. I mean, we started at 7. It's now 9:15. So it goes pretty quick.
Otter, no one knows better than me about getting yelled at by her. Yeah. Only one knows better is me.
I got to meet your brother as well at the Columbus show.
Yep.
He was not at the JDM. He was just at the Columbus.
Yeah, he came up for the Columbus show. He helps us out a lot at the Columbus show, especially since it is a bigger event. And I do those demos and everything at the tank. It's like him and his fiance, they do wonderful helping run that booth while we're off doing the other stuff.
Well, the only thing I remember the first time going to your booth is I walked up there and you and your brother looked very similar. And I'm like, which one is it? Which, because I knew you pretty well by that point.
Yeah.
But I didn't know him very well. And I'm standing, so you got to imagine, for everybody listening, his booth and Chipper's booth are side by side, right? So I'm standing in Chipper's booth and I'm talking to Chipper, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see you over there. But when I walk around the corner, it's almost like there was two of you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, critters? Which one is it? So you guys could have completely fooled me at that point. And now that I know you even better, I'm glad you did not know that.
Yeah.
Because that would have been horrible.
I will say, back when we were younger, and God, this is even rough to say for us, but worse for probably you guys, but it was probably about 15 years ago. We actually pulled one over on a buddy of my brother's that he went to school with.
Yeah.
He walked up to me thinking he was talking to John, and we're going on this whole conversation. I'm just here going, yeah, I'm going. About that time, he walks out of the house and comes walking down to him, and the guy stops, looks at me, looks at him, and goes, "Whoa, you guys can't do that to me."
That's freaky. Yeah, it really was. It's not that you guys are completely identical. I mean, once you know you,
Yeah,
and have seen both of you and talked with both of you, it's very clear who's who. But it was a little nerve-wracking walking over there. Got a little hot under the collar, like, which one is it? But yeah,
he was too elevated for that conversation.
I think we're gonna have to set something up to speak with Ali about painting and getting into that side. I know you do some painting. And one thing I know is that you do the clear coating. She paints them up and you get them clear coated for her.
Yeah, we have the Bubba deal.
Yes.
So do the painting, and I do all the. Every now and then I'll have her pick out eyes, but I do all the put all of her eyes in, clear coat, and do hooks on shipping.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
nothing wrong. So, and she's doing very well. I don't know, and I kind of don't even want to ask, but I would assume there's some art background somewhere. She's done something crafty beforehand, but I don't know the answer to that. And
I doodle. I can draw like little doodles, but that's about it.
That's better than me. I can't even draw a stick figure. So
I would say I struggle with stick figures.
No, I can't do it. But I think we can venture into that in the future, and maybe even give you.
You see why I did that?
Yep. So the question in the chat is UV or BSI. Which one do you guys use? And he's showing what he uses. They use the BSI.
I use BSI.
So I know I was actually in Friday Night Live and I was talking with Smith and Whiskey. And for those of you who don't know, like me, he switched. He switched from UV to BSI. So when you're getting lures from Smith and Whiskey now, they are BSI. So
I don't see him. I thought I had it up here, but in my packet.
Sims is sticking to his guns. He's still at the UV all the way. There's no reason he shouldn't. And then we talked with Lauren. Lauren uses a mix between the both. Just depends on what he's doing. Sims is UV 100%. Everything he does is UV, and everything he does seems to hold up really well. I know Lauren, like I said, uses, depending on what he's doing as to what he uses. So,
and that's like I'll always say the battle between BSI and UV. It's no different than the battle between Chevy and Ford.
right.
It's whatever's works best for that person.
Yeah.
We might joke around, mess with each other about it, but we know, like, hey, you guys are doing great with this. I'm doing great with this. I don't want to switch. They don't want to switch, but we know everything comes out great.
Yeah. I've never used UV, and I guess a question I need to start asking people is, have they ever tried the other? If they're a BSI person, have you ever tried the UV? And if you're a UV, have you ever tried the BSI? So,
and that's like I don't know. I used to have that model up here.
Powder coat for the win. If you want to put one of these over your little heat gun and see if you can get them hot enough to put powder coat on them, I'll watch.
Without that. But yeah, that's like I've got a little bottle of some UV resin here and a light. I've thought about attempting it before, but I'm like, the BSI works great for me. I'm like, I don't want to alter yet.
Yeah.
And that's the same way with like tying my jigs. I do use a UV resin on that. I always will seal the knot with the UV, but.
Gotcha. So who picked between you two what you were going to use?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I'd heard she didn't really know much on that aspect of it yet.
Yeah.
And of course, me being in everybody's lives, watching it and seeing, everybody that was praising the BSI, I'm like, let's get that. I'm like, there's a lot of these great painters using it. I was like, let's get that and start with that. Because I also use a 2-part epoxy. It's a Dexcon, I think. But a 2-ton epoxy that I normally use when I put my weed guards in my jigs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You have some people that use super glue or another kind of glue to set that in. I'm setting it in with a 2-ton epoxy. It's not coming out.
It's not coming out. I'll tell you what, now that she's back there listening in with us, I know you've been listening the whole time, but what a great story on how the garage sale became the winner for how this was all going to go and what got you to where you're at now. And what a great decision by you to say he needs all of this. We need all of this. We're either going for it or we're not doing it at all.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I didn't expect to walk in there because, of course, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm looking for. I've never seen these molds. I know nothing about them.
Yeah.
So this older lady, she has no idea what she has. And I'm trying to pick through it, and money's just racking up. And eventually I told her, I'm like, listen, how much just for all of it? Just give me all of it. How much? And she's like, can you do 3,000? I'm like, it's a little steep. I'm like, you're looking for someone specifically who wants this stuff to be able to, sell it. And she's like, let's do 2,000. I said, all right, I will hand you my wallet, my ID, whatever you need. I'm going to go run to the bank, go get $2,000, and I'll be right back. Yeah. And she held it. They were starting to box it up when I came back. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. What a great buy. And if you guys as bait makers aren't getting out to these garage sales, flea markets, things like that, you really need to. There's a lot of stuff there.
Even on Marketplace, you find good deals on stuff. That's actually the very first Hellgrammite mold I got was from a Marketplace deal. And lo and behold, it ended up being one of my best-selling profiles at both shows.
Yeah.
To the point where as soon as Columbus was over, it was actually the Sunday of the Columbus show, I was ordering a second mold.
Yeah.
on the actual website.
So after going to this garage sale and doing what I think a lot of people wouldn't do, and dropping a good chunk of change for all this stuff, do you guys feel like you've recouped from that since then? And it
To
was
a
worth it.
degree, I mean, it's one of those things like the first startup, yeah, we've made all of that amount back.
Yeah.
Most of us guys that we do this, we know that every bit of money we make turns right around and goes right back into buying other stuff for the business.
Yes. Yes. And it's no different for Pretty Lure. You know,
Yeah.
I talk with them often. They are, you know, friends. They're not just people who run Pretty Lure. They are friends of ours.
Yeah.
And you talk to them and they say the same thing. 100% of, you know, what we're getting from them, they turn around and they put right back into the business. And let me tell you, when you ask for something from them, it can take a little while sometimes. Other times it's pretty quick. They've got it and it's ready to go, and they make sure it's quality stuff too. They don't just grab the first thing that comes along. Oh yeah, we can get that here, and you get it and go, it's not that great. Their stuff is quality stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things where they take the time, and what's funny is I hold on to most of them. They're even giving you handwritten letters in each one.
Yes.
The customer service for stuff like that, it's amazing.
And free gifts. Every time you order, you get a free gift.
Yeah, I mean, there's not been a single moment of any of the experience I've had with them myself that I regret a second of it. Like, it's always been an awesome experience with those guys.
Yep. Now, the busier they get, the bigger the clientele gets. We have to give them a little more time. But I mean, my goodness, I remember, you know, let's say even 5 months ago, you would, whatever it is, I can't really put a time frame on it, but you would order from them and it'd be there within, it seemed like the next day you were receiving the stuff. Now they built a very much bigger clientele, and we're always pushing, as you can see up here, Pretty Lure, Pretty Lure, Pretty Lure. They're gaining more and more business, and the orders are getting bigger and bigger. Not only because we're trusting, or a lot more people are trusting in them more, but it's the fact they're offering so much more. So guys are getting on there, and you know, when they thought they were going to go on there and just order this one thing, they're walking out with a full cart. We'll just say that. We won't put a price on it. A full cart. And I find myself doing the same thing. I can't even look at that website unless I have money to actually order, because I will spend the money I don't have.
Yeah, and then you end up pulling like what I did this last time and placed an order and then showed her that it was actually the new Checkmates.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Ooh, I want some of those." And then she painted that trout and the duck and how they turned out. I ended up turning around like 2 days after I placed the first order, was placing a second order.
Yes. So they'll work with you on that sometimes too, especially if they notice it. I remember the first time I did that. I ordered stuff and then I was like, crap, I forgot to order, I don't know, hooks. And I turned around and I placed a second order. And that was the first time that I spoke with David personally on the phone. I'm at work. I had just ordered those 2 separate orders in the same day, the day before. And my phone rings and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And I pick it up. I'm like, hello. You know how you answer the phone when you don't know who it is? Hello.
It's normally let it go to voicemail.
And as soon as I heard that voice, I knew who it was. And he goes, man, I see you placed an order and then you placed another order. And they ended up giving me a gift code for the next time that I placed an order as a free shipping code. He's like, there's no need to pay for the shipping twice. I mean, we're not going to do that to you. That right there was the turning point for me. That was my first order from them, and that's where I order my stuff now.
Yeah, and that's like any time. So like I used to order all of my skirts from Lure Parts Online. And I knew, I was like, we're getting all this painting stuff from them, all these blanks. I'm like, I want to try their skirt material.
Yeah.
And ordered it. Haven't had any issues with it. I really like the colors they had. And the only snag we ran into was one of the ones that I had ordered. Of course, everybody that talks with David and Rosalie, they all know that they have issues here and there with their website, and it's not on their end, it's on the back end and stuff like that. And
Killjoy.
one of them, it showed in stock, it actually wasn't.
Yep.
And the first thing he did was he reached out. It's like, hey, I know you ordered this. Like, it's not in stock. This is what happened. And I just told him, I said, I completely understand. I said, if you want, take any of those other colors I picked. I said, and just duplicate it for that. I'm like, not a problem with that. They reach out instantly.
Yeah. It's nice to talk to a company like that or somebody like that. She's in there working on the replacement website right now. Oh man.
I know North Waters said, her duck was fire, so I figured I'd bring it out for them.
It is. It really is. She did a great job on that.
I think that's going to be one of the first baits that she paints that she's not going to let leave the house.
You gonna keep that one?
Maybe. We'll see. I keep on going back and forth. I'm like, I want to sell it, but I also want to keep it. So
I do the same thing. I have baits that I do the same thing with. And you know what I end up doing? I end up going with a start bid that makes sense in my head that I would let it go for. And
I'm selling it and I end up with it.
But I'm telling you,
part of that collection up there, that one angry eye.
a lot of times it's the baits that you tell people that you wanted to keep, and then they see them up there and they do not hold back, and the numbers just start flying. So this Thursday we're actually doing an auction. It'll be over on Bubba's page. We'll do an auction on Thursday. I'll be in there. I have
You're safe, North.
I have an actual surprise lure that I'm going to put up in that auction. Nobody's seen it yet. Well, one person has seen it. And we'll be putting that up for auction. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. It's a lure that everybody's seen, but I've put a little twist on it, and it has nothing to do with the paint job or the clear coat. We'll put it that way. So
I at least know the other person you spoke to about it.
yeah, you do. You do. He is itching to see a picture of it finalized, and the bait's up there drying in the second clear coat right now, and then like I was talking about earlier on a live, the cats that we have wreak havoc on me. I have one cat who will come up here and steal stuff off of my workstation, and the special product, we'll say, that I had for that lure got knocked off my bench. And I'm sure the way it went is she played with it for a while on the floor, and then the dogs chewed it up. So I had to make another one. So it is what it is. Nothing I've done has kept that cat from exploring up here. And I don't understand it. My paint booth was in the other room, and she never touched anything. But I think when I moved it in here, she checked it out once, and she's like, oh, there's so much stuff to play with up here. It's like, dang.
Sound dumb, but what might help is lay you some aluminum foil on your table.
I use aluminum foil all the time for all of my. I just use a little piece of it to do my BSI, and I tried just throwing this all over the desk. Guess what I found on the floor in the morning? She had started playing with the aluminum foil. She does not care.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. These ladies are absolutely killing it. Holly, TRS, Miss Chipper, Crystal, and she is new. Yep, Crystal's new, and Allie is newer. So, but yeah, some of the style that they have and the baits that they're coming up with. Everybody says, "Oh, you used this." We're using stencils on these. If you've never used a stencil, try it once. It's not as easy as you think it is. So even just getting the stencil on where you want it, especially if you're doing something on one side and then flipping it over and doing it on the other side and getting it lined up, it's not that easy. No. And there are clamp style stencils that people use, but even then, and I think JM was talking about it a little bit when he was on the podcast, is you also have to know how to spray the thing. You can blow those out so easy. Yes. So those stencils are great, right? You clamp them on there, you spray it on, and I don't know if you've done it yet, but if you spray too heavy, when you pull it off of there, you see you blew out the lines on the stencil and it doesn't look the way it's supposed to. And you got to get a feel for all that. It's trial and error, and it takes a little time.
That one don't have it. Yeah, this like one of the first ones I did with a stencil thing. And I mean, you could see where it had blown out some.
Yep.
But that's just one bait that I leave over here as a hey, this is where you screwed up, and it reminds me not to do that.
But it also shows you how to shade stuff in and hide it. I don't have, but maybe one bait ever that I just said, you know what, straight in the trash. The rest of them, I have figured out how to fix them and made it work. So, hey, we get a drink. 2 drinks. Appreciate it. It's Miss Chipper. She was on here as well. Like I said, if you guys have missed any of these previous episodes, if you missed this episode, we will put it on my YT page. Go to YT. You guys know what that is. And look for The Podcast 2025. Check it out there. You were the first lady. You can check it out there. And don't forget to go over and check out Critter's website. He has his sale going on. Spend over 20 and get 25% off that purchase. And that will go until Wednesday night at the 11:59. So right to the end of Wednesday. You can go over there and spend 20, get 25% off. You can also go over to Pretty Lures. They are running a huge sale. I can't say it's a certain percent off. They have different sale prices for different things, and that's while supplies last over there. Things are going pretty quick, and just have a little patience with their big sale going on. They are getting quite a bit of traffic, and it sounds like they're working on their website as well. Who were the winners? The winners for Pretty Lure was Mad Mexican. So that's who won the Pretty Lures giveaway. And then JM and Ben were the winners over for Critters giveaway.
And to circle back on the website deal with us, that is with the promo code PONDCAST in all capitals.
Yes, you must enter PONDCAST, all capitals, and that will get you your discount. It also lets them know who came over there from here. And hopefully there's a lot of traffic over there. I completely forgot to circle back to it earlier. Stroud's was like, I was just over there and bought some of your bladed jigs because they were just fire. So
I saw that one line up. I'll be opening it up to TikTok wide. Once this live is over, I'll make a post dropping it and letting them know, hey, use this promo, come on over, use this promo code, Podcast to be able to get this deal, and we'll see how much further it blows up too.
look at Allie. She's on it. She's throwing it all down there in the chat.
I'm gonna sit here.
What's that?
But I have to do something. I can't just sit here.
Well, I think we're probably about done for the evening. I greatly appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the giveaways, man. Those were some big giveaways. I think the website thing is an absolute fabulous idea that started with Sims, and I know you talked with Sims, and he's like, dude, do what you do.
Yeah, that was one heck of a idea. When he said it, I was like, I never even thought of that. And then I'm like I want to talk to him about it first. He was just on last week. I'm like, let's kind of talk about it, and came up with the idea like, yeah, definitely do it this way. And then you had the idea of opening it up that extra day, and I was like, that is an awesome idea. Let's do it. And all these people involved in it.
Yeah. And don't ever be afraid to talk to somebody. What a stand-up thing to do is to get a hold of that somebody and talk to them about it first. Ask them if you can use their idea. Yeah, it was their idea, but that doesn't mean it can't be used somewhere else. That's how Outdoors with Tiny and I actually met. I was starting the podcast, and he was getting ready to relaunch, we will say, because he had Real Talk with Tiny before. I'm not sure that it was called that, but he had a podcast, right? And it stopped. He was getting ready to restart his like 2 weeks or a week after I started mine. And I got a message from him with his phone number in it. And he said, hey, buddy, just give me a call when you get a chance. I got something I want to talk with you about. And we talked, and me and him shout each other out every single time we do a podcast. His is all, how to fish. What do you fish for? What do you use to fish? And ours is all bait making and a little bit of that sprinkled in. But we work well together, and it was just out of pure respect that he even messaged me, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah. And it's awesome because that gives, we have two separate podcast related things that are both dealing fishing, but two complete different aspects. It's great to see both ends of it.
Yeah. I tune into his. I know he tunes into mine. And when we miss him, you can go watch his or listen to his on Spotify, and you can go watch mine on, we're just going to say it. You can watch mine on YouTube. So we'll get you guys up there just as soon as we can. I don't edit. I like to put it on there raw, just the way it is.
You only edit it when you absolutely have to.
I did have to edit one. As a matter of fact, at that point, I didn't know how to edit it all. And JM edited that for me. I was like, man, I'm trying to figure out how to just pull a part of this video out, and I can't figure it out. So I sent it to him, and he was like, yeah, with the format and coming from an iPhone, he's like, that wasn't easy. I had to send it to, XYZ to get it done. But he did a great job with it. And yes, we had to edit that out.
Yeah, and that's like I've done a little bit of editing because I have a couple of the videos that I've posted on here are from I have a fisheye camera,
Okay.
kind of like GoPro but different.
Yep.
And it's on the boat pretty much every time we go out on the tracker.
Gotcha.
And so there's a couple comical videos in our gallery on here of, just us joking around on the boat, and to get in there and try to edit those things down. Like, oh my gosh, I never realized the steps to go through.
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
But, well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope everybody had fun in the podcast tonight. Congratulations to all those winners. Make sure you go and check out Pretty Lures. Make sure you go and check out Critter's website. And make sure you check out Dead on Baits. All great places to visit where you can find different things on each one. So, other than that, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you so much, Critters, for coming in. Thank you, Allie, for making a little guest appearance for me. And we're going to work on getting one set up for her and talk about her painting and where she came from. Other than that, I hope you all have a great night.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see ya.
See ya.